Guys, I just want to make another quick cheesy video for you guys. You know, I like helping out. That's why I make these cheesy videos, because I wish somebody would have done this for me before I spent a shitload of money on useless stuff for my motorcycle that didn't pan out or just didn't work. But listen, if you guys are for one, let me start over. If you guys are building or adding parts to your motorcycle during the winter months, I'm telling you guys right now, if you go to ultracool.com, I would get one of their oil filters. That is one of their forever oil filters with magnets and all this fancy shit. King of the Baggers use it. So before you guys even knock me for trying to promote that, King of the Baggers, all of them, Indian motorcycles, all have those on their race bikes, right? Also, the ultra cool oil cooler. That's people are like, oh well, you don't need it because you have that. Me sitting at a traffic light, during the summertime, my motorcycle oil starts climbing up there on these M8s, man. I live here in Southern Oregon though too, so it doesn't get like super hot, like get swamp ass hot, but not extremely hot. But I still, I can watch it on my phone. It's my PV4. Yeah, my dyno jet will start telling me, oh man, I'm getting close to 300. So is that my son coming? Oh, every time I try to make a video, guys, I swear, man, those little bang trophies come out. Dad, what are you doing? Anyway, you guys need one of those oil coolers. And before I ordered mine here on the 30th, right? And if you use promo code 2147 crew, it's somebody off of Amazon. If you or not Amazon, YouTube, you're going to save 10%. That's over $50 off of an oil cooler right now, right? And you need that for your motorcycle. You just put it on there. You never have to worry about it again, man. You can go on parades, in swamp ass weather and not worry about it, right? Your shit's not going to overheat. King of the Baggers, once again, uses those things. So that says a lot right there. But save $50 off of that. And I remember when I ordered this, I called the company as soon as they opened, and the owner of the company, JJ is his name, the owner of the company actually picked up the phone. Well, hey, I recognize your voice from YouTube videos. We had a conversation for like 15 minutes. He goes, it's a good thing that you bought it now because they are going to go up in price here in the near future. Like we're talking very soon, they're going to go up in price. So I'm telling you guys right now, get yourself an ultra cool oil cooler and save yourself over $50. And if you get their oil thing right here, if you get that right there, you're going to save a bunch of money. And it's supposed to drop your temperatures down between 50 and 60 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's a lot. That's pretty significant, man, if you think about it. And you don't have to worry about it. It comes on automatically. Also, one more thing before this video, goes over and I can't really post it. If you're going to buy tires, I bought my tires off of Revzilla. Revzilla owns Revzilla, JP Cycles, and Cycle Gear, right? It's all the same company now. So if you buy the tires from any one of those companies and you take it to a Cycle Gear, they will mount and mount. Yeah, okay, yeah. They'll mount and balance the tires for $60, man. For $60 the set. That's cheap. That's very cheap considering if I take them to some rinky dink shop here, locally where I live, it's $175. You don't even know if you're going to get it done right, man. So, anyway, I was watching YouTube videos, Cycle Fanatics and also FX DLS Brooklyn. And that guy's got he's got a nice ride. You guys haven't followed that guy. And I was looking at his channel, and I noticed that he's running these Michelin Commanders. I'm like, dude, that's great. Because you can't find the rear tire, the 180, 70, 16 is that in the back? You can't find that. And I'm like, how did he mount it? I zoomed in. He got the 180, 65, so you're 5 millimeters smaller. Honestly, it doesn't make a difference, man. It really doesn't make that much of a difference. And I mounted them up because I wanted the longevity and just they look cool. They're nice. And they just got great reviews, at least the second generation. The first generation, I guess people were having harmonic issues, like there was garbage. Son, get your naked body back in there. I'm making a video. So, but these things they're who says this, right? But it's a good looking tire. I got it up here and I got it up there. Those of you, it's super easy to take your wheels off. It's super easy. The hardest part, honestly, for me, where I started cussing up a storm and I had to pray to Jesus, please don't forgive me, was that stupid brake caliper bracket that goes up in the back, man. I just gotta, learn how to finagle it pretty nice. It was just annoying. But, and before these tires, I have the Cruise Techs, right? When you buy those Cruise Techs, man, I still haven't taken these out. I just got them installed. It's shitty weather here, and I don't want to take this thing out because if you get it wet, guess what? I'm going to be spending 3 hours finger banging it, trying to get it all nice and clean. So I'm not doing that. So I haven't taken them out yet. I haven't tested them. But like I said, if you watch those YouTube videos, man, they love these tires. They went cross country in these things from New York all the way to like Oregon and all the way back. And he said they still look brand new. His video, Cycle Fanatics, right? You should probably look him up. But anyway, the Cruise Techs, I put those tires on and they were great initially, right? They were great. I'm like, okay, it did make this motorcycle feel a lot different for a Harley. I'm coming off a sport bike, set a Buell 1125R. Had a CBR 1000RR that was pushing close to 200 horsepower, and had Ninja 600s and down there. So I've been riding for a long time, right? But those crew techs started wearing funny after about 4,000 miles. They started cupping on the, on the edges, right? Because of that soft compound. And I'm a stickler with my tire pressure, man. I spent 20 years in the military. That doesn't say much, right? But I'm a stickler with this kind of stuff. But, what was I saying? What was I saying? Squirrel. But they started cupping on the outer edges. And this is also a known issue with Indian riders because that's OEM tire for Indians, right? So I just couldn't take the chance on those tires anymore, and honestly, I didn't get 10,000 miles out of them. Now, given I do have rough roads here in Southern Oregon, but I'm just not going to risk it anymore, It held up pretty good, the back, but that cupping, I was like, no, I'm done, dude. My motorcycle doesn't have 20,000 miles on it, and I'm one of those guys, every time I do tires, I also do the bearings, even though you don't have to. I still do the bearings, and I run the cheap little freaking, was it all balls? I think I'm going to go with the Timken or whatever ones the next time, the American made ones. But I'm one of those guys, right? It's an easy process to do yourself, so don't take it to the dealership to do that. But I couldn't take the chance on those cruise checks, man. And for some reason, a lot of Harley riders are fanboys. Even though they won't admit that these bikes, man, yeah, we're going in. I personally feel like, no, we're getting ripped off. But you're getting ripped off when you buy a Harley. Some people won't accept that. I bought it because I want to wear the damn t-shirts, man. I'm being honest. Yeah, that's why I bought this lowrider ST, but I had no idea I would have all the problems that I have with this bike. But anyway, these tires are great. Well, they look great. I haven't taken them out yet, and they just got great reviews, especially the second gen. I also want to make another thing about the nice CNC, man. Look, this is why you need to vent your motor. This is why you need to do it. This hasn't even been on there for, I don't know, not even 500 miles since I bought this thing. You need to externally vent your motorcycle. Otherwise, all that crap's going back into your intake system right there. And I did buy the trash transmission top cover. It didn't help at all. Look at it, it's still doing it. Look at that, man. So, anyway, we got Spark Plus coming in. I have that Ultra Cool Oil cooler coming in. Probably sometime, I think either tomorrow or the next day. And I can't wait to get that installed, even though I can't take it out for a ride. Right? Oh, no, Bluetooth is going to kick in. Hold on, guys. Turn that off. Okay. There it is. We're back. But, man, I'm just covering this up. I don't know why. Everybody else does it, so I'm doing it. Right? Follower. But, yeah, those tires, they look pretty beefy. They look pretty meaty. The rear is the touring model, and this right up here is a cruiser one. So, I want sticky at front anyway. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have no issues, but, anyway, I hope this helps you guys out. So far, this is the Clearview whiskey color. This is a Clearview whiskey color no vent. And it's great over in the wintertime. I ride anytime I can. If there's no snow or any rain on the ground, so I have to clean this damn thing, I'm going to ride. So this thing has been doing a great job in blocking the wind for me, right? Me personally, I'm 5'7". Like I said, if Shrek and SpongeBob had a baby, that's me. I'm short as fuck. So I should have honestly probably got the small, but this is a medium. It's a little too tall for me. For my liking, but I'll just switch it out. Yes, Googie, I'm making a video. Now get inside the house! Love you. Okay, I'll be in it a little bit, bub. Okay. But anyway, this thing is quality. It is. But like I said, I personally, I should have got the small. It would have worked out a little better for me. But it blocks the wind great. This right here. Oh, what else can I say? I forgot. I think that's it. I think that's... Oh, yeah, the bars have been great. Those 12-inch bunking risers, with the 2-inch pullback, and then the cable kits, extensions and stuff have been solid. That's a solid product, man. Oh, one more thing. People keep asking about my saddlebags. Here's the thing, man. These saddlebags, $200 off of Amazon. TCT and TCMT, they're probably the same company, honestly. But they come with everything that you need, right? They're already fully assembled and everything's good to go. And they're pretty solid, Lost my temper once, and I do punch like a bitch, But I punched this thing and did absolutely nothing. I mean, they're sturdy. They're good. But the thing is I got the 6x9 saddlebag speakers, and I tied it in with my Rockford Fosgate, right? Using a line out connector. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I wanted something clean where I don't want to cut into anything, no splicing, none of that stuff. And this was it. Everything's just, I could take it all off and I hurt nothing, right? There's no cutting, taping, none of that crap. But what I did is I noticed that Hogworks, Advent Black, and even what was the other one? Nasty Hog. If you're gonna buy their Their saddlebag lids, they're all the same. Like I said, I paid an extra $80, you know. Like, oh, let me start over. I bought the TCMT and they come complete with standard saddlebags and everything, right? Then I'm like, I want to add a stereo system. Maybe it's the Mexican in me, right? I like loud music. But I notice these saddlebags, like I said, they all do it. Advent Black, they all do this. The saddlebags are actually meant for 5x7, so all they do is just give you an adapter to mount a 6x9. So here's my 6x9, and look how small that little hole is right there. So I mean, it's just, my advice is buy the standard saddlebags. Go on Amazon and get the Metra cut-in kit if you want. I think it's $150 as opposed to like $300 and $400 that everybody else wants, like Hog Tunes and all those other companies. Super clean, easy setup, and those are actually meant for 6x9 speakers. And there's so many videos out there on YouTube that teach you how to do it. Like if you go to Volunteer Audio, man, oh man, I wish I could afford that stuff, but I can't. I'm a poor boy. That guy does. They just make it look easy because it is. It is easy. The cutout kits, it comes with the grills and everything. It's actually meant for 6x9 speakers, and it aims them this way. So people were asking about that. That usually stays. I'll redo it again. But yeah, just a small little amp right here. This thing is loud. The crackheads down my main street at Walmart love this thing, man. People start dancing when they hear me coming down the street because I'll play some Casey and the Sunshine Band or some Redbone, right? Come and get your love. People love it. They just get happy. Damn, fly? Wintertime? What? But if you're going down the road at like, anything past like 25 miles an hour, you're not going to hear these things. You're not going to. That does pretty damn well, especially with the new windscreen. It does really well for what it is. If this thing goes out on me, I'm probably just going to upgrade the speakers to like maybe like, what is it? 6.5. I think those will mount up in there just fine. Would I recommend this to anybody? I'll tell you guys what, man. The initial one I had, military discount, I paid $835 or something like that for it about 2 years ago, when they first came out, right? And this thing was giving me issues. This thing was started glitching out after like 80%, right? It would just start glitching out, and I'm like, okay, that's the amp going out for sure, right? Still under warranty. I took it in a Harley Davidson. They would not take care of me, man. I live 80 miles away, one way, from my local dealership there in Southern Oregon, right? And I shit you not, I called ahead of time. I went there 3 times. I even took this thing out again and took it in there. They would not exchange it for me. I'm like, I bought my motorcycle from you guys. I send you guys business, and you're not going to change this out for me. Finally, I took my wife. She's meaner than I am. She gets in there, and she's smarter than me, too. She's like, hey, why don't you just plug in a new one? And then plug in the old one. Sure shit, we did it, man. We all hooked up our phones. And I already knew it. These guys just wasted my time, wasted my money, and they lost a customer in the process. Honestly, Harley Davidson lost me, dude. They really did. They lost me. I should have bought an Indian. If I go back in time, I would have. But Indians just, they don't look cool on a t-shirt, man. Like I said, I'm not a fanboy to Harley Davidson. I did 20 years in the military, and I just wanted to buy the flannel. So I'm like, babe, I'm going to get a lowrider ST. I love the bike if it worked. If I wasn't having the issues. If I can get on this bike and trust to take it to New York and back. Because my bike burns a quart of oil in less than 1,500 miles, guys. It is ridiculous. It's not normal, even though Harley Davidson says in their bulletin, oh yeah, it's acceptable. It's normal. No, it's not, dude. You guys are just covering your ass and making a shit product. My fairing right here, the paint started bubbling. I don't know if you guys can see that, and I'm not stupid, Back when no. So I took it in. They're like, oh yeah, well, if we can't see from a certain distance and we can't cover that. Lost me there too, man. You lost my business. Well, anyway. So anyway, they hook it up. It works. Technician sends a video to HQ. Wherever the hell Harley HD is, they're their headquarters, and they still wouldn't warranty it. Wasted my time. They would not warranty it, even though it was only 8 months old, and it says on their website it's warranted for a year. And it can be played at any volume because it's got a smart freaking amplifier, yada, yada, yada. And Harley's just garbage, dude. If the Satan owned a freaking motorcycle company, it'd be Harley Davidson, because they're a bunch of liars. And I swear, man, every time I walk inside a Harley Davidson, dealership, man, it's kind of like the same attitude a lot of the times. Just this arrogance with people, like, oh, I'm so much trendier than you, so cool than you, don't waste my time. I'm gonna go buy a pair of gloves at Reno, Harley Davidson, which is nice, man. They got, but I heard one of the ladies there, one of the ladies that works there, she goes, don't quit sending people with no money. And I was like, man, why, man? Like, I don't know. I'm done. I'm done with the brand, guys. But anyway, Harley wouldn't take care of that, a whole bunch of other things, man. I took my motorcycle to the dealership to get some warranty work done. And I dropped it off 15 minutes prior to going to one of my VA appointments, right? And I made a video. I wasn't trying to make a video to like cover my ass. And I just wanted to make a video because I put saddlebag lights and I wanted to show people, here goes my saddlebag lights. You know, the sun was barely starting to come up, you know, drop my motorcycle off, come back to pick it up when it's all done. And, you know, we go to the hotel because, like I said, my dealership's 80 miles one way, and the wife got drunk drinking wine there in Jacksonville, Oregon. So we couldn't drive back home, you know. So we just got a hotel, and I just noticed that there was a big old scratch right here, you know, on my sweet OEM exhaust system right here, right there's a big old scratch right there. So I'm like, nah, screw this, man. So I take it to the dealership the following day. I'm like, hey, listen, I just want to let you guys know that you guys scuffed up my shit. No biggie. Can I just get a replacement? Well, the dude already hates my guts because I kept bringing in my Rockford Fosgate system, and they make me feel like I'm a liar. I hate that, dude. Take care of your people. He goes, oh no, well, the technician already written up. So I'm like, wait, he did? He showed me the paperwork. So I'm like, wait a minute. So the technician didn't write this up. Technician didn't write that up, which I did that, you know, because I had fog lamps up here, and little did I know that, you know, Harley suspension's garbage, and it just really compressed, and it kept smashing it. You know, I'm like, what the heck is that sound? Or towing over a speed bump. So I mounted those down there. But I'm like, wait, he didn't write that up. He didn't write that up. You know, he didn't write that little thing up, which one of your guys did prior to that, you know. You know, why they were doing warranty work because I had a leaky freaking fork seal, you know, at like 1,500 miles. But you guys didn't write that up. Well, no. Your dude's lying. So I let the guy go on and on and on and on and on. He's like, oh, you know, blah, blah. I'm like, that's funny, sir. Here, watch this video. He watched that video. He goes, we'll take care of it. Yeah, you'll take care of it. Thank you for that. But guess what? You lost my business, man. I'm just over it. You spend $26,000 with good credit on one of these machines, and then you're throwing out extra money just to remedy issues from the factory, like that trash transmission top cover, which $400, you know, it's a cool looking piece, but honestly, I didn't need it. Look, that's proof right there. I'm not, you know, it's a quality piece, but I didn't need that. I didn't want it. I did it so I can just clear the blow by. Speaking of blow by, get yourself one of these Arlen S air cleaners, a Velocity series with you can do the 65, the 90 degree, or even the little mini. Get some Kiriakin bolt part number 9976 or extended breather bolts, and you got yourself an external breather. I think, you know, like the newer models that come out of the transmission that come in here too. Just don't plug up that hole and reroute that thing into maybe even a DK Customs catch can right here, kapow, right, which was like $80, or get this nice CNC one over here, which is also $80, which looks like it belongs on the machine. I think it's pretty cool. Do that, because I've already changed the spark plugs. I kid you not. I'm not even joking. This thing's got less than 20,000 miles on it. You got the original OEM spark plugs that were in this thing, and then I did it twice just to pull them off because this thing's burning a shitload of oil. Look at my garage door. That's just from startup. Over what, 3 years? Wait, Harley says that's normal, right? Anyway. Maybe I'm going to send a scope down here, you know, whenever I get my spark plugs in the mail from Mozilla tomorrow, you know, because I'm going to do the spark plugs again. And I'm going to do a 3-hole oil change before, and then I'm going to install my oil cooler here. But those spark plugs, man, I look at them, I'm like, okay, you know what? No. This thing's already out of warranty now, so whatever. And it's depreciated so much in value, so I just got to keep it. I convinced the wife, we don't owe that much more money on it, so let's just keep it. And then later on down the road, when this thing takes a shit, I'll upgrade it to a 135. Have a Harley, just to say that I have a Harley, you know, I can fit in with all the cool kids. Go out there and buy an Indian or a Goldwing. But if I get a Goldwing, I have to wear a freaking fanny pack, man. Ugh. I'm not ready for that yet. But, externally vent your thing. Now, this right here, this is a Figurati Designs, has a magnet in there, dude. You're going to want one of those. They also make them for the transmission, which I have one on order, you know, right now. Great company to deal with, by the way. I talked to the owner directly, man, when I was having an issue. He picked up his phone while he was driving somewhere. I was shocked, you know, and yeah, he's like, hey, I'm sorry you didn't get your order, man. We didn't know about this. I'm going to get it out to you. Sure shit, man. It was out like the next day. And like I said, they make one for the transmission. So when I pull that thing out, it does its job. And then on top of that, that oil filter from Flow or Ultra Cool, which is the same company, also has magnets in it. So my whole entire engine is just going to be getting circulated and getting all the bit pieces or whatever, you know, is going to be picked up by those magnets, you know. So I think that's pretty cool. That's a must. That's a must. That trash design, no, I'm sorry, man. Just a waste of $400 fucking dollars. And this whole setup right here was cheaper than that. And throw that in there. It's a quality piece, but it doesn't serve my purpose. I'm not saying they make nice stuff, because, you know, I definitely want to get their covers, the clear covers that go right here. But yeah, sorry, I'm ranting. Hopefully this helps somebody else out. Oh, I can't wait to try out those tires. So yeah, I'm just gonna get Legend suspension up here, and I was thinking about maybe getting like SAS, the adjustable suspension, you know, the Mexican in me. And I do want to get a 2-in-1 exhaust, and I might be done here for a while, guys. You know, I was looking at getting the Bassani Superbike pipe, but every time I see them on a video, they look bulky, right? First time I've actually seen one on a bike was when I was at the Harley dealership in Reno here a couple days ago for a wrestling field trip, and I'm like, it actually looks cool as fuck. The black one, they have a black one out now, and it's not that bulky, so that's gonna be my choice. I like the S&S qualifier exhaust, but that thing's so damn expensive, and let's be honest, man, these aren't race bikes. So I just want it loud. Anyway, that's my ranty video. Get yourself one of these stealth ports, man, if you guys don't already have one of those. It's great. Oh yeah, one more thing. Check it out. NOCO, right? If you're law enforcement, first responder, veteran, military, whatever, NOCO gives you 35% off their products, guys. I have a NOCO lithium battery in there, which it's small, it's tiny, and it's lightweight. I've had lithium batteries on all my other motorcycles prior to this. They're great. In the wintertime, you do got to warm them up, though. You know, it has a hard time warming up. But once it's warmed up, it's good to go. But hey, yeah, stealth port, man. That thing was like 30 bucks. Not even on sale. So, yeah. Oh, one more thing. Make sure you guys get these replacement bolts right here and just have them on standby, just because the OEM ones will snap on you, man. I was just, come on, Harley. Sell us these garbage cans of motorcycles for a premium price with shit that's made in China that's gonna break. And it's just sad that I have to replace all these freaking bolts every time I take them off. Oh, Harley recommends that you replace them. Okay, that's a shocker. You know, like when I put my pulley bolt back on. You know, those are the OEM ones. You're not supposed to do that, but I did it. because the dealership only had 3 in stock, so like I'm not doing that. So I just put those on there. I got some on order from ARP, from Summit Racing, for like 30 bucks. The black ones too, with the washers. I'm not gonna go to Harley Davidson and just for 2 of them, it's 30 bucks. I'm exaggerating that price, but yeah. Anyway, all right, I'm done ranting. Have a good night. Have a good new year. Jesus loves you. I think you suck.